Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you in another video. All right, so I was inspired today by something I saw on ESPN. On their segment, they said that behind the scenes, Pat Riley is probably trying to work a deal out to get Kevin Durant. And he said, I'm sure they can't see how it's going to happen, how they could do it, but I'm sure there's a way. And I said, let me put on the thinking cap and grab the trade tracker and see if I can figure it out myself. So, look, this is what I came up with. Now, the idea for me, since there's a certain frame that this has to work, it's not just about matching numbers. You got to give people what they want. So the thought for me is to load the Nets down with young players. Load them down. I'm talking overkill, way better than they deserve, because ultimately they're going to lose Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in this situation, and I'm not really bringing them back any picks. Okay, because this is how this works. You got to have four teams involved in this, and the best I could do was loading them down with a bunch of young guys. They're not getting picks. Now, we could shuffle that around so that they do get some picks and just some of these young guys go to the other direction. So that's not going to be too difficult. But this is how it worked, and this made it so that everybody basically is happy. So let's see if this works here. Let's see what I came up with. Four-team deal between the Lakers, Heat, Spurs, and Nets. Now, the Lakers, the first and foremost, because this is my team, we're going to be taking back salary, man. We're taking back salary, and we're going to be letting go of players. So this is what we're taking back. Kyrie Irving at $36 million dollars in a one-year deal, of course, and Kyle Lowry on a two-year deal at $28 million dollars. Now, the reason why we're taking back Kyle Lowry, we're not looking at Kyle Lowry as a player who's going to be, oh my God, you're loading the Lakers down with talent. No, we're giving ourselves a very undesirable contract. At Kyle Lowry at 36 years of age on a two-year deal worth $28 million dollars. That is a lot of salary the Lakers are going to be taking back at just two players. $36 million dollars with Kai and $28 million dollars with Kyle Lowry. That's hefty. $65 million dollars we're taking back in salary in this situation and nothing else. That's all we're getting in this situation. All right? So, next, the Heat. Now, they're getting Kevin Durant. We're giving them Kevin Durant 4 years and $44 million dollars, and we're giving them Josh Richardson, his contract from the Spurs, a two-year deal. He's going back to the Heat where he played his best basketball because he ain't played well since he left there. So he's going to the Heat. And in this situation, the Heat are obviously getting Kevin Durant, and there's no effect on their winning percentage according to the trade tracker. But I am depleting them of some guys that they're going to hate me for letting them lose. But you'll see how this works out, keeping it moving. All right, so the Spurs. The Spurs are going to be key in this situation because they're going to take back Russell's contract for us, which is why they're going to be getting all of the pick equity. They're taking back Russell Westbrook's contract at $47 million dollars, and they're taking back Max Strus's expiring contract at $1.8 million dollars, and that's the only player equity they're getting back. And the reason why is because they want to suck. So I'm depleting them of stuff that they probably wouldn't otherwise want to give up. And they're the ones that's taking the least back in terms of player equity because ultimately we're going to help them along the way. They need to deplete themselves of everything so that they can have a chance at the best pick in the draft and have the most picks possible so they can get the best opportunity at the best pick in the draft, maybe by trade or whatever they want to do. So we're going to load the Spurs down and deplete them of talent, basically. So be prepared for that. The Spurs are just getting Max Strus and a Russell Westbrook contract that nobody wants expiring. Both of those contracts are expiring. They would be a minus 10 wins, which is excellent for what they want. Going to give you Victor if we can pull this off for you, Spurs. And you save $36 million dollars in cap space with this move. So this is something that you would want. And, of course, all the pick equity comes to you. Maybe some of the picks, maybe all of them. What is it going to be? 5, 6, 7 picks? Who knows? All of that goes to the Spurs. And the Nets. Now, the Nets are getting players, boy. We're going to keep them in contention with all this damn talent. I'm loading them up. First of all, they're going to be getting Duncan Robinson at $16.9 million 4-year deal. Now, that's not a desirable contract, but he's a sniper. And you know they need talent. They need shooters around Ben Simmons, and that's exactly what he's going to be. An excellent sniper. I'm sure they'd use him a lot more than Miami would. They'd actually make some good out of that contract. Next, they're getting THT. Now, I know that's not a desirable contract. People looking at me like, why are you giving the Nets garbage? Well, I'm not giving them garbage. I'm giving them a win-now opportunity. These are players that they can use, young guys that they can either keep or trade guys that are likely going to be looking for extensions, because most of these guys are expiring, but they're young talent that you want. And in a market like Brooklyn, you got all the money in the world. Nobody's looking in your direction necessarily. You can sign these guys to contracts that you like, or let them walk and keep it going with the cap space that you keep. But you're gonna like these names because they're good. So Duncan Robinson, THT. Next up is Jakob Poeltl, who's on an expiring $1.9 million contract. So Spurs are probably gonna trade this dude anyway. He might as well be a part of this deal, because I don't think they're gonna pay him. They're not paying him. So he would be headed to the Nets. Tyler Hero would be headed to the Nets. His $5.7 million expiring deal. So you got to be able to negotiate with these guys. Maybe the Nets don't want to do that, but I'm giving them talent right now that they have an opportunity to sign guys who will likely want extensions wherever they land. They'll be in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure all these guys will want to come back to Brooklyn on a new look Brooklyn team. Hell yeah, especially the way this is shaping up. They're gonna want to play with each other. So you got Tyler Hero as well. Then you got Kendrick Nunn coming in, $5.3 million expiring contract. I let him go from the Lakers, and I don't look at him as a plus for the Nets, so they may want to ship him somewhere else. They may want the Lakers to keep that. I don't know. But I just look at him as a boost of talent. He's an expiring contract. You need the talent. And I'm giving you more guys who play with one another, because Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, and Kendrick Nunn have all played with each other on the Heat. So you got some synergy going on. You got Poeltl's played with him with the next name who I'm about to give you, which is Keldon Johnson, which is an excellent pickup here as well for the Brooklyn Nets if they can get him. Expiring $3.9 million deal. Again, someone else you want to negotiate with. But look how good this team is, yo. And then we're giving them Nikola Jovic of the Miami Heat, the guy they just picked up and signed to one of the best contracts I've ever seen in my life, which is why they're going to have to give that up to get Kevin Durant. I know, I wouldn't want to either, but you got to. Nikola Jovic is going to be headed to the Brooklyn Nets as well on a 4-year, $2.2 million contract. If anybody's seen this boy play in the Summer League, they know that's one of the best contracts in the entire league. That rookie is going to be a monster without any question. Him going to the Brooklyn Nets with Tyler Hero, with Keldon Johnson, with Jakob Poeltl, with Duncan Robinson, with THT, with Kendrick Nunn. I'm telling you, I'm giving the Brooklyn Nets something they can work with. A team that they can go back with Ben Simmons and run right now and make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference if they retool properly. You can retool properly. And because you have some of these guys, now you can do certain things that allow you a little more trade equity. You have talent that you can flip for other stuff. You can go get you a first-round pick for some of these guys in a sign-and-trade situation. This is a good resetting opportunity for the Nets. Or if it's not a resetting opportunity, it's a retooling opportunity where you re-sign all these guys back and you got a team that looks good on paper. Tell me I didn't do good here, man. Now, if you're the Spurs, got to work out how much pick equity you want to get back. Because obviously, you got the short end of the stick, man. You're depleting yourself of all kinds of talent. And even though Victor is coming in, you still want to have somebody, right? You want to keep a couple of these guys, right? But that's why you're getting back all that pick equity. It's exactly why you're getting all the picks and the Nets are not. I'm giving you whatever they would demand, you're getting. So it's probably going to be more like 4 or 5 picks, given that they're getting all this young talent back. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. The Spurs already have cap space, but I'm saving them even more money. I'm making them suck terribly. They suck horribly. I'm getting everybody who looked like they could play off the team. Anybody they had to pay off the team, all that, gone. Nobody's going to be running around the Spurs risking you messing up the tanking situation there. And with the Miami Heat, I hate this situation for the Heat, because even though they're taking back Kevin Durant, they're really losing a lot of what makes them go. But here's the thing. They got to repay all these guys. And guess what? They already are maxed all the way out. Who didn't they lose? Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. They're still on the team. They get to go play with Kevin Durant, and I'm leaving y'all with plenty there. Now, I know you lose Kyle Lowry, but why do you care? You got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, go win the championship. That's what it's about. You can't keep all that. You can't keep Jovic and Hero and Robinson and all that stuff. You wasn't using anyway. Max Strus, and that guy's gone. This gives you an opportunity to get Kevin Durant and Josh Richardson. You don't care nothing about. He's on an $11 million contract, 2 years. You trade that at the deadline or whatever. Doesn't matter. The point is you're getting Kevin Durant back, and it didn't affect your winning according to this situation because you keep the mainstays of your team. Now, you have been depleted of picks because you know you got to gear those up. Those are going to the Spurs. You know that. Or to the Nets, however they work that out. But at the end of the day, that's the situation. And the Lakers, Well, we don't care. We're taking back Kyle Lowry. He's an excellent win now piece that's going to come in, even though he's on an exorbitant amount of contract or whatever. We don't care. He's coming in to make our guard situation better. Him and Kyrie Irving, you kidding me? How much lethal we would be? We're bringing in an asset that may be overpaid, but at the end of the day, we can use him. Even if Kyle Lowry plays, 30 games, 40 games? Yeah, it's a crappy contract. But guess what it also is? A win-now NBA champion who can booster our team to high hell. And our point guard position is taken care of. And we lost Russell Westbrook, so he's not here in this situation. THT's off the books. He's not here in this situation. Who else did we get rid of? Oh, I wrote that down. Lakers got rid of Kendrick Nunn. We know we don't care about Kendrick Nunn gone. Westbrook, THT, stuff we don't even want. So likely we would be giving up both picks. Because I don't think we could pull this off by giving away only 27. I don't think that's realistic. So likely we would have to send out probably 27 to the Heat or to the Spurs, and and 29 probably to the Brooklyn Nets or something like that. That's probably how that would go. I just don't think it's realistic not to be able to hold on those picks. But I think all in all, to be honest with you, most teams should be pretty happy with this. The Lakers land their guy at Kyrie Irving, even though that's not my favorite path to getting Kyrie Irving. It's not. It's really not. But it does facilitate all of this to happening. We get the shortest end of the stick, Laker fans. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like we got the shortest end of the stick because we're losing a young player, THT. We're losing Kendrick Nunn, who's also a player, could be a part of our situation. Russell Westbrook's contract would be coming off the books, if for anything. And Kyrie Irving could possibly be bought out, as to which we could probably get for less than $36 million at the very least. So we're losing size and things of that nature, length. So I'm not mad. I'm very happy, actually, if I'm a Laker fan, if we could pull this off. And I want us to do this deal. If for some reason somebody sees my video and says, yo, we want to do this, the Lakers should not be the ones that say no. Yeah, we want this. I think the only team I would worry about saying no is probably the Lakers in regards to our pick situation. I know they don't want to give up 29. They might hold up everything. And the Nets, I think they may want some pick equity. I hear they may want 3 picks, but that could be sorted out. That could be completely sorted out. You just have to give back some of these guys. So, I mean, you don't get all of this talent, but that's what's made up in the pick equity. That's how it would work anyway. And keep in mind, the teams, everybody's saving money. The Spurs are saving the most money in this situation. But the Lakers are the only ones overpaying at 65. And so, given the fact that we have the Russell Westbrook contract and THT's contract going out, I'd say we probably should be getting the short end of the stick, since those are significant salary dumps in this situation. And I look at the Miami Heat and I say, we're helping you get rid of Duncan Robinson's contract, which we know you need to get rid of. We know you need to get rid of. Like, that's the bottom line. I'm sending that to the Nets for you guys and get that out of the way. And also, there's something that can be done here that I didn't try, but I think is likely something they would try to do, which is add Joe Harris somehow to this deal. I didn't do that because, from what I understand, they really like Joe Harris. They were trying to work it out that we would take Joe Harris to match the numbers for the Russell Westbrook contract. But from what I understand, they really believe in the player and they look forward to having him back. So I did not add him to this deal because I thought of that. So I think this works, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this works. I think the Heat may be hesitant because they're giving up so much talent. But look, if you want Kevin Durant, this is what it's costing. You see how many picks is going around. You see what's going on out there. This is what it's going to cost to get Kevin Durant. And if I were you, I would do this. I would do this, Pat. I would do this, Pat Riley. Because at the end of the day, this is 4 years of Kevin Durant. And you keep Bam. And you keep Jimmy. I don't know who can beat you back east if you do this. I don't know who can beat you. And if for some reason you need to retool or whatever, you can trade Bam for a plunder to get you a little better. Obviously, you're being depleted of picks and players, but that trio, all you got to do is get a couple of really good players that you find out of nowhere. You guys have fantastic scouts and a system that runs and does great things. So if you put that trio together, put it like this. I like that trio better than Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, or Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons. I certainly do. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Kevin Durant, that is strong on both sides of the floor. So I'm selling that. That's real right there. And as far as everything else, man, that's pretty much it. Spurs are going to suck real bad. We're going to make sure of it. Y'all going to get a chance at Victor. Y'all going to be the worst team in the league when I'm done with this deal. And as far as my Lakers, man, we're going after it. If I can bring in two NBA champion point guards, they're interchangeable. One of them get hurt, the other one's good. And if both of them get hurt, I got kids like Pippen. We're going to be fine. And both of them are going to help us scheming and things of that nature. Kyle Lowry, what I like about him is he has the Lonzo Ball dynamic in his game. He pushes the ball forward. He doesn't have to necessarily move in order for the pace to be fast. He can advance. So I love that. Him, LeBron James, the basketball IQ we'd have down there in spurts would be dynamic without Kyrie on the floor, without Ben Simmons without AD on the floor. We would have NBA championship point guard play on the floor at all times. So that, my friends, is something that I think is a solution to our problems, low key, even at an absorbent amount right there. Yes, you're paying $65 million for point guards, but going for a win now situation, and this helps with that. So, plus Kyle Lowry's coming off the books at the end of next season, so it's not like we're going to be paying this for a million years. No, you don't have to do nothing. Just wait it out. Just like you would have did with Russell Westbrook. But the difference is now, if for some reason you don't re-sign Kyrie Irving, you can tell yourself that you have a starting point guard in place, even though I don't believe Kyle is that. You could tell yourself you do for the following season if for some reason you go point guardless somehow. So these are the things. And then, of course, we always have Austin Reeves in the background who's, from what I understand, is working himself to death like Sadiq Bey is doing. Those guys are having a legendary off seasons. So looking forward to seeing what 10, 15 pounds of muscle looks like on our guy there, and if it translates to him being able to run the point guard himself. And if that's the case, we're even stronger in that position. So, yeah, man, I do this. I do this move. And I hope everybody else agrees with me. My name is BDF44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.